to 37%. And we're among the higher rate as compared to a lot of schools. At College Station, it's under 25%. This is a national phenomenon that's developed in the last 3 decades. For many of us, we look around in this room, and there's a few of you about my age. I don't know, not many, but when I went to college, and as some of you did, the legislature said we're responsible for roads, prisons, and education. And that was both public education and higher education. They've moved away from that. I grew up, I have all of my higher education experience was in Ohio, including a couple of degrees from Ohio State. Today, the state of Ohio provides less than 20% of the cost of operating the senior institutions there. In some places, like Vermont, I think Vermont, if it's not the lowest, it's close to the lowest, it's about 7% for all their institutions that carry the name of a state university, and they pick up 7% of the cost of operating that. No one sees an end to this, and we do wonder where it gets, where we'll ultimately end up. Now, what we've done as the state has picked up a lower and lower percentage, and that is percentage. Incidentally, don't get that confused, because someone said the state of Texas is not putting as much in education. Dollar-wise, yes, they are. There's been increases and all that. But I'm just talking about the percentage of support of the institutions. What has happened as the state has cut back, the institutions have turned primarily to those who are using the service, their students, and we've been increasing the cost to the students. Some people feel that we've maybe just about tapped that out now, that we may, if kids go to private schools, or if they go to A&M at College Station or UT Austin, their parents can probably swing it financially. Just as a basis of comparative of family income, about 3 years ago, we looked at it when it was announced that the average family income this is family income for students at A&M at College Station, it was over $100,000. At A&M Commerce, the family income was $31,000. So down at College Station, they can continue to increase for a while. But schools like ours, and probably we're in the same boat as places like similar to the University of North Texas, Texas Women's University, those of us who are going for the middle class families and lower middle class families, I don't think we're going to be able to just keep passing those costs on to the students. We've turned increasingly, as your institutions have, to the private sectors, to businesses, to alumni, and to friends, but that's getting more and more difficult. I've been the first president, I'm the 10th president in the history of our institution. The previous 9 didn't have to spend a lot of time out raising money. I spend a lot of my time out raising money, so it's certainly changed the dynamics of the life of myself as president and many other institutions. As money becomes tighter, it's going to be harder and harder to add new programs, expensive programs, and to be quite frank with you, I'm not sure where all the dollars are going to come from in the future. Probably everyone in this room is like me. I'll bet when you go home at the end of today, if not by Wednesday, when you open up the mail, you're going to have 2 or 3 or more solicitations for money from some group, children's from a health care cost, some valuable. Everybody's out there asking for money now, and it's going to be more and more difficult for the senior institutions to raise that money. So certainly the cost of education is a trend that is going to impact higher education in the future. We just can't keep increasing the cost more and more to our students. We're going to have to come up with some more innovative ways to fund higher education. Another thing that will characterize all of higher education is the competition for university students. And I've already touched upon this in another way. I've talked about the growth of community colleges and how it's more difficult for senior institutions to get out there and get those students. But we also have some other challenges there. Texas, the legislature a couple of sessions ago started authorizing some community colleges to offer bachelor's degrees. And that's starting to increase now. And we have a history in this state of Texas. Once the camel gets its nose under the tent, no matter what tent it is, they tend to move in a little more. So you're probably going to see more and more community colleges offering bachelor's degrees in specialized areas, and that will have to make it tougher to get those students. But those institutions are having challenges too, because at the last special session of the legislature, they provided that starting with students coming to in entering the high school in the fall of 2008, by the time they graduate, that public school has to provide an opportunity for each and every student to earn at least 12 hours of college credit. Now, that means even if your real small 1 and 2A schools are going to be able to offer, in fact, they're going to have to offer at least 12 hours. Some of them will probably exceed that before long. So you're going to be getting probably more and more students that will graduate from high school with 30 hours or more. And so the competition from those students. And then you have, in the state of Texas, you have educational service centers that are now offering degrees. We have the for-profit groups, the Phoenix universities, and the copycat Phoenix universities that are out there more. All of us are running in competition with web-based courses, where teachers or students or businessmen that a few years ago would go off to their local university to earn college credit. Now they just sit at their computer and take those courses. So there will be growing competition for the university students. I want to wrap this up. I was going to talk a little bit about technology. Technology is going to just change our delivery methods dramatically. They already have. They're changing the face of our libraries. They're changing the way we study. Technology will, I think, bring a lot of great benefits. I will say, there are some people that feel the technology is advancing so far that 50 or 60 years down the road, we will not have college campuses, that individuals will just sit in their home and access all of their education. I don't think that's going to happen for several reasons. First of all, I think I don't see the majority of Americans being able to be disciplined enough to do all the study themselves. I still am old-fashioned that I think it's going to take a faculty member that can inspire them, explain things in your statistics course, work with you to get out the most there. But certainly the technology will face it. I think there will always be some parents that will want to send their children to a traditional college because of the social skills and the interaction skills that they can develop there. They want them to go to a school and be involved in a marching band or playing on a football team or something along those lines. In fact, maybe sports will keep the campuses going. Some people will always want to have that athletic team. I can't see them say 50 years at Austin